got Anthony Dasher on the line breaking down the Dogs a few weeks out from spring practice. Let's talk offense. Let's talk wide receivers, Anthony. We've got Kyrus Jackson moving on. A.D. Mitchell decided to go to Texas. But other than that, it appears just about everybody's coming back. If you want to extend, obviously, to the tight end position, Darnell Washington has entered the NFL draft as well.
Yeah, even with those guys that Georgia has lost, I think it's going to be a pretty good group. I'll start at wide receiver. Ladd McConkey has been a wonderful player for Georgia. He's a guy who only FBS offer he had come out of high school from Georgia, and he led the team in reception as far as wide receivers go last year. Has become just one of the better playmakers, in the SEC. Georgia also went to the transfer portal. They did add Dominic Lovett from Missouri, who averaged, I think, 17 yards per catch. Had a lot of big play potential as a slot guy. They did bring in Ray Thomas. Ray ran in some legal issues, about a month ago, and although he's still a member of the team, I'm not sure kind of what his status is. He's going to have to jump through some hoops to get some things cleared up before he gets on the field. I think he ultimately will, but it may take a few games before we see Ray this year. But otherwise, Georgia still has Marcus Rosemy, Jake Saint played a lot last year. Arian Smith, who's the fastest guy on the team, made some big catches against Ohio State and TCU in the playoffs. Is returning. They've got guys like Jackson Meeks. They've got some freshmen they brought in. 3 guys who really add to the speed component at wide receiver. So I think Georgia's going to be in good shape, even with some of the guys they lost. Of course, tight end Brock Bowers is, I'm not sure what kind of adjectives I can throw at you to describe the job he's done. His, first couple of years, seen people mention him as a potential Heisman candidate next year. I'm not, sure if I go that far or not, but he is obviously one of the best I've ever seen since covering Georgia. And they've got a sophomore Oscar Delp, who's you saw some decent playing time last year. I think he'll be a good contributor to you. So Georgia still has plenty of weapons. Some names we'll be getting to learn a little bit more of here in spring and early preseason, but I don't think the Bulldogs have anything to be concerned about from that regard.
Yeah, hopefully things get cleared up, and the Thomas situation is, we all want justice, of course, but
Sure.
He had 7 touchdown receptions at Mississippi State, and you mentioned Lovett, Dominic Lovett at Missouri. He was a top 5 wide receiver in the SEC in terms of yardage. So the rich get richer, but they bring in 2 of the best in the conference, and they'll just be added to the mix.
Yep.